Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here with another 1100 AD battle for you today, and this is a brilliant custom battle sent in by the one and only Joe On It, a fellow Total War YouTuber. If you haven't checked out Joe On It's channel, I fully recommend you go and do so. I'll leave a link for it in the description. A great Total War YouTuber, dudes. A lot of Rome 2 and Thrones of Britannia and such like. So yeah, definitely worth checking him out. But yes, we have a brilliant 3v3 here, playing the 1100 AD mod. And he is playing, I believe, as Bulgaria here. I think this is Bulgaria. I'm not entirely sure on all the factions yet, but I'm pretty sure this is who they are. He also has France, and he has the Kingdom of Jerusalem as his ally. So yes, this is a pretty awesome one. They are facing Denmark here, the Principality of Antioch, and also looks like Norway here. So we've got a bit of a Norwegian, well, a Nordic sort of coalition here. Along with some Crusaders joining us. And we already have the French going in here against some Crusader spears. This is going to be a pretty nasty matchup here. I don't think these French are that great. Yeah, light spears, I don't think they're going to do too great against Crusader spears. We're like a very heavy unit there. Yeah, already these light spears for France going straight in, trying to do a little bit of damage, trying to maybe pin down some of these troops here, and the cavalry fight out here. The French getting started right now. And I mean, we have the French king in here as well, Frankish knights going in. These guys, I imagine, they're going to be stronger than the Danish like cav. I'm not entirely sure. These are melee cav, actually. Well, he has got a mix of melee and shock, so it could be interesting. I mean, yeah, these are like noble Norse cavalry here, and they go up against the Frankish cav. And the armor difference is quite considerable, like going off the models, whether it is in stats. But you can see here we have a medium sort of like mounted like cav unit here, melee cav. Why did I say mounted cav? Of course it's mounted. And that's just going into the back, and that is kind of surrounding the French cav here, and that has got that really in trouble right now. I mean, how is the French cav doing? It's actually slowly losing. We have Housecarls as well coming in, the famous unit that the Danish had fighting for them. And more French infantry getting involved here in this brutal fight. Already have like units here forming square for the Danes. Are trying to guess slow down that attack. France here still engaging with Antioch, and we also have now Bulgaria going in against the Norse expedition. They seem to be having a lot of joy routing those Nordic bowmen, and it seems also like these Balkan axe warriors here able to get a good charge off on the Norse warriors here, which I mean, they're armored axe warriors. I mean, they are actually lighter as well, these Balkan axemen. They did pretty well in the charge here, and they are now losing in a few areas. Jerusalem really needs to try and get involved in the fight here, because France has taken the brunt of the like two armies over here. Like, Jerusalem really needs to be getting a move on, trying to punch through this flank. Can't be getting too slow. This Crusader infantry here needs to be moving up, and it is doing so just now. They need to get flying on in there, try and smash through this flank, and then they can eventually, hopefully, like Bulgaria needs to be trying to also support this fight against Antioch as much as possible. Maybe trying to get like Balkan armored spears in behind. He's got his cav here. You may want to try and do some hammer and anvils, because I mean, the French are already coming. They're elites. The veteran swords are already in here. They're fighting against these looks like these Crusader swords of their own, of Antioch's here. A Crusader civil war. What a dire sight to be seen on today's battle. But if you're enjoying seeing 1100 on the channel and would like to see some more medieval action, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're on here, and a comment to show your support. As always, guys, it's very much appreciated. There you go. I mean, you can see these light spears, just they've got no chance. And it also doesn't help that the French king here, or the French general, is actually breaking. He has rallied, but I don't know whether he's still alive, and he's going to get chased down by a horde of cavalry. It does not really matter if he's alive. He is going to be dead very, very soon. And we have the general here going in for the Danish. I mean, he is very fresh though. He's going against Frankish chosen swords. That might be a tough fight for him. I mean, these Frankish chosen swords are pretty damn elite, pretty heavily armored. Yeah, Bulgaria and Jerusalem really need to get a move on. These Balkan warriors are breaking through. It's always good to see. I mean, this is always good sign. Housecarls over here also in combat. They've got their double-handed axes out. Got their shields on their back, which is awesome. It really does. Such a cool look. They've got Falksmen. Balkan Falksmen. I didn't know Falks was still really being used by the medieval period, but maybe they were. Balkan Armored Spears here. They're battling on against, it's like another spear unit of the Norse Expedition here. Dugoth Spearmen. Yeah, as you can see Jerusalem finding gaps around this flank here. And Bulgaria's very elite swords already getting broken here. And we've got like Pilgrim Infantry. These guys are going to be pretty cool looking, I imagine. They're probably just going to be relatively lightly armed. Actually, they're not that bad. I kind of expect them to kind of like have hoods and kind of look a bit more like a pilgrim, to be honest. But yeah, we've got heavy horsemen here, heavy horse Crusaders. These guys moving up. What is there still? Just lots of heavy horse Crusaders, Pilgrim Archers, Pilgrim Infantry. Housecarls here, they're probably going to get focused on by archers. They're probably a good target to take out right now. This unit probably hasn't got very great missile block. And it's also facing, I mean, these Falksmen, not a bad matchup, I guess. Both kind of shock infantry units, but I mean, the armor difference is probably pretty considerable in the case of the Housecarls. You can see here, these Falksmen don't really have any, and they're facing armor-clad Housecarls in Norse Expedition. And as you can see, the French are kind of all but out. This is just, like, really Antioch and the Danes need to get moving. They've got like gaps in the line here. They need to be like trying to wrap up the remains of the French and move towards taking up Bulgaria next. That should be their next target. Bulgaria sent over his cavalry over here. Don't know how great an idea this was. I mean, all he's doing is charging it into blobs of infantry, which are just a massive. There's just a massive like gains here. He needs to be going for isolated units and also the Cavs here. So this Cav can now isolate this Bulgarian unit. All it can do is go forward. It can't go backwards. Which really it should be doing. It should be thinking about protecting its own army. He's got another battle to fight. And that is the oncoming one. When he wins his fight against the Norse, he's then got to face these two armies. And it'd be better if he had his cav. He's trying to get to the archers, which is not a bad idea, I guess. Jerusalem's going to have to keep his cav alive and healthy for that oncoming fight. So I think, like, I don't know how much of the Antioch cav's really got in. He's still got, like, Pilgrim Riders, Heavy Horse Crusaders. Maybe sending a little bit, but not too much. France has sort of regained a few troops here, like, but only militia units and light spears, so nothing impressive. And we also have the Housecarls out of control. That's always good. Balkan elite swords going in. And already troops being broken here. And that is like kind of all of like the Norse Expedition gone. Bulgaria's kind of mopped them up along with the help of Jerusalem. And now they have to face these two other armies down. We've got Antioch and the Danes still alive. And you can see over here, Bulgaria risking all here with his general. Sending his Balkan noble cav to try and deal with his cav. I mean, it's not a bad idea. He wants to send over the infantry really to support this fight. Like, that is probably the best thing you can do in this sort of scenario. He's doing okay, to be fair. I mean, these guys are exhausted, I guess, so they're pretty depleted. But you can see they're sitting over infantry, Housecarls here. These guys coming over, they're trying to do what they, like, the Bulgarians should be doing, and that is supporting with infantry. And I mean, these guys here, look at their axes. We've already seen them in action for the Norse Expedition. And I'm sure they're going to do the same sort of damage here if they get in there. But I mean, looks like they might get out of there in time. Really, the Danish should be chasing this down because Bulgaria did a big risk there, really. There is plenty of Crusader cav over here that could be coming over to support if it needed. Templar Knights, in fact, are here as well. These the elites of the Crusader army. These boys looking pretty nasty. And already you can see Bulgaria sitting in like a few isolated units. I mean, this is opportunity here for Antioch just to take these units out nice and quickly. Balkan Warriors, I mean, they're already losing actually against Pilgrim Riders. I don't know if he charged them. Or whether the Bulgaria charged him, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, nice little win there. I mean, you've got Hospitaller Knights here as well, helping to rout these guys. So yeah, really well done. Taking out a couple of units here. Balkan Falksmen getting taken out. France actually just chain routing at this moment in time. That's not a good sign. We've still got Frankish veteran swords, but yeah, some of these like peasant militia and stuff breaking. Not a good sign. Jerusalem squad. What are these guys? Like a two-handed axe unit. They look pretty cool. The Jerusalem squad. They've stuck together through their entire life. And now they're ready to take on their fellow Crusaders. They're looking still pretty healthy. Hospitalis swords over here. These guys look pretty awesome. We'll have a look at a few of the units while they have a standoff. I guess Antioch does more like Hospitalis, while Jerusalem is more like Templars. It's kind of cool that they've done it like that. I mean, they were kind of fighting on both places. Antioch had kind of more like the Knights of the Holy Sepulchre. That looks awesome. That really, really does. Now it's the showdown. Who do you think is going to win? Let me know in the comments. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think it's going to be Jerusalem, France, and Bulgaria? I mean, France is barely in it. Or do you think it's going to be Antioch and Denmark? I'm not so sure. I mean, by the looks of it, Jerusalem's got pretty healthy cav left. This Danish infantry looks pretty scary. I mean, they've got lots of heavy infantry still left, and then healthy numbers. Balance of power is very even. Like, Jerusalem's got battered units because he's been fighting. Bulgaria certainly has got battered units. He's not got many healthy ones at all. Antioch's looking a little bit on the same side. He's looking pretty battered with his infantry. He's kind of been fighting France, but he has got some pretty healthy Hospitallers. Crusader infantry. I mean, he's, like I said, this like shield wall looks amazing. It really does. It's Crusader infantry as well. They seem really strong. I bet they've got plenty of kills for a spear unit. I bet they got 134 kills. They're doing well for a spear unit. But we'll just fast forward a little bit. Looks like we're going to see a bit of a push over here by Bulgaria. I feel like they sense that there's less cav here, or maybe they just want to try and take out Antioch's general. Maybe they feel like they can take him on. I mean, they certainly could try. This cav here is is a lot weaker. This cav is all fairly healthy, but they need to send like a spear unit here to go with them. If they're going to do this, like France could do a really good job here. He could be like the support on the flanks, instead of in the center, he could be supporting these flanks for the cav fights that are about to come. And here we go. Pilgrim Riders are about to go in against the Balkan general, or the Bulgarian general. In he goes. And then goes the Crusader cav as well. I don't know if they should have both gone for this unit. I mean, the general's winning decisively here. Like, I feel like this heavy Crusader could have done with coming over here. But they do not need a 2v1 this one, maybe. But it didn't matter. They routed it anyway. And now it's down to just the general. And he is in a little bit of trouble. Now I'd be trying to, get maybe this general's go in and help pin down this the Antioch general. And then have this heavy Crusader horse here start to run down archers. Because these Pilgrim archers here are going to focus down cav, or maybe just get the Balkan general out of, the Bulgarian general out of there, because they are just going to focus down cavalry. They're already starting to drop. This is not a fight that Antioch general can win at the moment. And here we go, infantry coming in. Which are about to see the Jerusalem squad go up against these Hospitaller swords. So Crusaders versus Crusaders. And in they go. Cut these boys down. Crusader infantry wavering there, but you can see Balkan armored spears now coming in against this. Oh, I just love the look of this shield wall. Looks amazing. And they go. I love the spears with the flags on. Looks really nice. Nice little just a little detail like that really adds to the game. Reminds me of that scene in the Kingdom of Heaven when the Crusader army marches out with the cross. Gives me those sort of Kingdom of Heaven vibes. Really, really good. Falksman going in here against the archers. This will be a fight they'll just love, just cutting down archers. These lightly armored boys. just easy to deal with. And it seems like Jerusalem on this side with his infantry, a little slower in engaging the Norse. I mean, I don't blame them. Doesn't seem like, not the Norse, the Danes. Feels like the Danes aren't really helping, like, take out, like, defend against Antioch. Antioch's just getting ripped apart. They should just deal with Antioch and then go for the Danes. It seems like these housecarls are out of control, doing some really nasty like damage there to weaken Jerusalem infantry. And the form in this square formation seems brutal. Brutal there. Now the French are sending in their remaining forces by the looks of it. I think Antioch's general has fallen. Yeah, he has just fallen. And now, yeah, the French going in. They're lightly armored troops. I feel like France didn't really have a very, like, heavily armored, like, faction, like, army compared to some other, like, factions here today. Like, they all brought much more heavily armored stuff. Like, France could only manage to bring, like, medium and, like, light stuff by the looks of it. That may just be me. With these housecarls going out of control, and they are running all over the place. They're routing all sorts of stuff. They're routing Crusader infantry. They're now going to take on Balkan elite swords. Oh, look at him. He doesn't even care he's surrounded. He's too out of control. He's going to just cut people down left, right, and center. Just poor Crusader infantry there. Chopped to pieces. But I wonder have they just lost their general over here? Has Bulgaria just lost his general? I have a feeling he may have just done. Yeah, Bulgaria's general has just died. But it looks like Antioch is about to be destroyed. It is going to be very, very close though over here. It seems as though, like I said, the infantry for Denmark is just really strong. It's noble horse cavalry as well. Also getting in behind. There's no cavalry over here. What is Jerusalem's cav doing out here? It needs to get into the fight. There is nothing out here. It's going really wide. It needs to just get in behind and support its infantry line, because its infantry line is sucking right now. These pilgrim infantry just cannot deal with the heavily armored infantry of Denmark. And it looks like their archers are going to be very vulnerable. Well, this cav could, like, save them. And this infantry here as well. Crusader spears and swords here. They need to get a move. Crusader spears being surrounded. These brave, brave men. How many kills did they get in the end? 185, which for a spear unit in Rome 2 is excellent. It really is. And they're getting killed by the Jerusalem squad. How poetic. Killed by their own Crusader brethren. And yeah, I mean, Antioch's still in it. Still got some Hospitaller Knights. Hospitaller Swords, in fact. These guys still are, like, heavily infantry. They're going to be hard to kill. And it's just coming down really to Jerusalem. I mean, like, Bulgaria's got a couple of units here and there. These Balkan elite swords could be very useful. 108 men left. I just not engage the square. When the cav's gone in deep here into archers. Really good move. Going to rout these guys. It could just come down to who routes first. And they routed a bunch of swords there. And he just needs to rear charge infantry here, which he's doing really, really well now. I mean, what we've got here, Axemen. These guys getting charged by Jerusalem's elite knights. I love that some of them are armed with axes. I'd rather ride into battle with an axe than like a sword. I feel like an axe is a good weapon. Or maybe you have an axe first, then you can draw a sword if you lose it. But an axe feels like it's much easier to wield. I mean, I guess you get a bit more reach with a sword. That maybe is one thing. Yeah, I mean, there's a general here forming square as well. I mean, they're just hard to break. I mean, they're losing decisively, in fairness. Yeah, these Crusader spears are about to lose themselves, perhaps. The Hospitallers coming into the back of them. They might want to form square. I don't know if they are. But again, Crusaders fighting one another. Saladin will be licking his lips. And they could do with getting some of this Templar Knights here, just hammer and anviling these remaining Antioch cav units, sorry, and they'll probably break them pretty quickly. Yeah, heavy horse Crusaders. I feel like them charging these spears in their like square formation, that can't be healthy for the cav. Just leave these Balkan elite swords. They're doing a perfectly good job against the spear unit. And they are slowly turning it around. Looks like Denmark is kind of running out of momentum. His troops also getting quite interspersed. They're quite spread out right now. I mean, that doesn't help that like some of them are out of control. But yeah, the like Jerusalem Cav is coming in clutch right now. Here it comes. It's going to come running into this square. They're getting stuck on the square again. They should not be charging this square formation. Going anywhere near it, it cannot be healthy for them. It's like Napoleonic squares. It's just not healthy. Cav to be near like a square formation with bristling spears or bayonets or whatever. They have actually broken them. And these guys are out of control. I feel like they're just not going to break. I feel like out of control units just do not break, like house guards are just unbreakable. And that is actually the final unit. The general did die or break. And now it's just these house guards, and they are getting slowly upgraded. And there's also getting slowly charged down. Yeah, I presume these guys just cannot break. The Cav's coming in, just going to... I mean, again, these guys have got the right weapons to take on Cav. A massive axe. Get some Pilgrim infantry and then just hammer and anvil these guys. Pin these guys down as much as possible. It seems like they're out of control. They'll just fight anyone that comes close to them. These Pilgrim infantry just... They look tiny in comparison to those massive house guards. Yeah, it seems as though these house guards are eventually going to die. 11, 10, 9. God, I would not want to face these guys. Maybe this is like the unit to bring. If they don't break, I mean, you can just stick these guys into a combat somewhere against something really elite. You know that you're going to at least either win it or you're going to, like, your entire unit's going to die eventually, but it'll hold for a long time. That's kind of the good use of these house guards. But yeah, there you go. The final one is dead, and that is the battle. And a costly victory indeed for Bulgaria and its allies. And I was right, it was Bulgaria. I was pretty sure it was. I've played this mod a little bit, but I'm not entirely sure on all the factions yet. But yeah, Bulgaria. So yeah, Bulgaria is played by Joe on it, like I said. Definitely go and check out his channel. He actually got the most kills, 2,900, nearly 3k kills. So yeah, well done to him. I mean, his Cav here is done really well. 210 kills with his Balkan Noble Cav. His archers as well. I didn't realize they were elite Balkan archers. They were pretty damn good. 234, 200, yeah, all of them getting over 200 kills. Well done. Balkan armored spears, 178. 143 with the Balkan axe warriors. 177 with Balkan elite swords. His Falksmen down here. I feel like, yeah, they're okay, but they just seem like they were getting like either focused down or they just got like left unattended or something, like kind of got out of control. And then Balkan warriors over here, 355 kills, really well done. Then we have Dagger here, who was playing as the Kingdom of France. Had a really tough time facing two armies. He was facing both the army of Antioch and also the Danes. And we've got like 108 kills for chosen swords, 152 here, 132 kills with his veteran swords. His like Frankish peasant militia over getting 70, and his light spears getting 62. Then we've got Bearded Warman, another Total War YouTuber. I'll leave a link for his channel in the description as well. He came in clutch with his Kingdom of Jerusalem army in the end, winning this battle. Did a really, really good job. 196 kills for his Horseman Crusaders, 342 here for another one, 435 for his Templar Knights. Oh my gosh, they did really well. Pilgrim Archers getting like 54, 74 kills. Crusader Infantry, 75 kills. Crusader Spears, 105. Jerusalem Squad getting 201 kills, did really well with this Shock Infantry. And then his Pilgrim Infantry, 128 kills. Then we have RDX Knight, who's playing as the Norse Expedition. His General, 174 kills with his House Guards there. He had a tough fight facing two armies himself, facing both Bulgaria and Jerusalem. And then we've got his Armored Axes here getting 193 kills, 227 kills. And his like Gedrit Swords here getting 150 kills. And then we've got Genesis playing as the army of Antioch, 110 kills with his Pilgrim Raiders. Or his Pilgrim Riders. His Crusader Infantry getting 201 kills. His Crusader Spears getting 188 kills. 230 kills with his Hospitalis Swords. 333. Some good kills here. And then Militia with Spears, 105. Then we have Gorm, who was playing as the Kingdom of Danes. 110 kills for his Gedrit Spears here. 118 kills for his Norse Noble Cavalry. 102 for the Noble Nordic Bows, 194 for Axemen here, 204 for another one here, Gedrit Spears with 242 kills, and then his gadget swords 205 and then 138 with his house cards. Very, very well done to all the players that took part in this one. It was a really fun one to watch. Definitely, if you want to see more 1100 AD, I've got a few more replays I want to show you guys. So don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support if you want to see more like medieval action on Rome 2. It's a really, really cool mod. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.